And sisters, what's up? This is the Reluctant Nabi back again. Another sad one, another sad one. Um, and I want y'all to pay attention to this and pay attention to what's going on. Listen to this man as he tell his story. But to top it off, I wanted to say this. I keep getting into discussions with these black women talking about how they always had black men's back. And it is a downright out and out lie. But this is what makes it worse. When brothers go to approach these women in conversation, that started this way by pointing out the fact that the black women has done more damage to the Afro community than anyone else has, especially since 1970. When you look at who's killed more of us, it's been them. Who's killed more of our children? We're talking about murders and stuff like that. It has been them. All right, and I hope I don't need to put the graph back up, but I will. All right, because it's time to put them on blast to show them who they really are. And it's not that black women don't know who they are. They're so interested in fabrication that they keep telling themselves that if they play this game and double down on their foolishness, that we won't realize we understand who they are now. And that is our adversary. All right? And so you have to ask, is this what black women mean when they say they got brothers' backs? This story right here. And I want y'all to pay attention to the whole thing. All right, but I wanted to put this up because of a discussion I got into with a black woman at a convenience store who was on that moniker, we always had your back. And what black women fail to realize is they've never had our back. If they would have had our back, we would say they have our backs. If they would have had the good man's back, the black community, the Afro community would be in a lot better shape than what it is now. If they would have had our backs, they would not have aborted 24 million to 50 million of our children, according to the CDC. And the 50 million is an estimate if you count California, New Hampshire, and Maryland. Because in the 24 million, which we know that for sure, based on the CDC's numbers, all right, it does not count the most populous state where this was happening, which is California and Maryland, the most black populous state. All right, so just add a couple more million in there. All right, and keep in mind that most of these abortions happen in black female dominated communities. So Maryland and California would provide a lot of those. So you wrap your mind around that. All right, and so you got all this treachery, right? And I want you to understand something. You have all of this treachery. And then on top of that, then she tried to throw out, and we say black women aren't available. She said that y'all are with white women. And then when you point out that black men couldn't even look at white women, brothers didn't look at white women till after 1970. And now we see them as viability because the black woman is so malice towards us, the good dudes. The dudes, they mad that the dudes that have nice looking fine Caucasian women, white women, the Beckys, when the blonde weave wearing black woman who everybody knows that's not her hair have laid up with all the thugs and have a bunch of children by a bunch of black men. So it wasn't that black men didn't choose them. It's just that they gave the best of their body to thugs and stuff like that, and even to the Caucasian man, and told the good dude they need to go look somewhere else. And now they looking at what we're finding and what's approaching us, and now they got a jealous streak. They still don't want us, but they don't want nobody else to want us. Ooh, look how that worked. Wait a minute. That goes into the narrative of what this guy went through. Pay attention to this, y'all, because this story is trifling on so many levels. We'll talk about it. All right? But first, y'all know what time it is. All right, y'all. Let's remember, like, share, subscribe. Get those thumbs up. If you don't have it to give, don't. You don't have to on this channel. We're not going to try to threaten you. We ain't going to make videos and stuff like that. However, it is important that you share and get those thumbs up, okay? Remember, brothers and sisters, this is a channel that is for the edification of brothers primarily. If the brothers are edified, the sisters that are with those brothers will be edified along with them. The sisters that actually support the Afro man will be edified along with that Afro man that they support. See, that's how that's supposed to go. All right. So, get the thumbs up. My PayPal me link will be in the description box. All right. So let's get back at this, brothers. I want y'all to understand something about this story. And this is the slap on the wrist. Everybody is giving the black woman a break, even as she does heinous things to the Afro man. All right. This is a lot worse than what you see here. And we'll get into the man's testimony, right? But this woman gets 3 to 15 for killing her son, right? She was driving drunk, ran him over. He was 3 years old. He flew out the window and she ran him over. She was carrying him to his father. She saw her new boyfriend with another lady and start chasing him, ran the light, hit a car. Pray for her and her family and my family too. F that. They get to do all kind of things to us like this because we, the Afro man, don't judge them. The Caucasian man judges them, but he don't judge them as they should be judged. There's a commandment for when somebody recklessly take a life. And this was reckless. There's a commandment for it. But are we following it? No. And that's why these black women will never have our back. First of all, we shouldn't even be messing with them. We should separate from them. Sanctify ourselves from them. Because they have done nothing but evil to us. And when we try to talk to them, they ain't trying to hear us. Believe that. So let's roll on. All right. So let's take a look at what's going on and see how pathetic this woman was. All this in the effort to depolice a new boyfriend. You don't have to come on.
Yes. As much as you can, you could be everything. I have to be the voice of my son. In 2015, Miss Pell held a knife on me and my son. Later, 4th of July, same year, Miss Pell showed up at my house intoxicated, spitting on me while I was holding my son. 2016, Miss Pell had an accident on Linwood and Davis. She called me to the scene. Wrecked the vehicle. Who knows who was injured in the vehicle that she hit, because that vehicle left the scene. But thank God her 2 babies wasn't in the car with her. My son was with me, and I'm sure her daughter was someplace safe. August 9th, I got a call from a stranger telling me that my son was in an accident. Same time, the hospital called me and told me my son was fighting for his life. I didn't understand what was going on. Unbeknownst to myself, unknowingly, I rode right into the scene of the accident. Get to the hospital to see my baby laid out with tire marks on his eyes, on his face. When I threatened to take my son to Mrs. Pelt several times, he cried and told me that her baby meant the world to her. She really showed that on the night.
He threatened to take his son several times. The court always give these children to the woman, and she wanted that son as a pawn to try to get back at him. And that's what got her son killed, is that she didn't care about these black women. Do not care about us. They never had our back. They only pretend to have it until you don't do something she wants. And then whatever she can use as leverage against you, she will use it to try to destroy you. All right? Period. Because they really don't care. They don't care. She did not love that boy. If she loved the son, she wanted to possess the son, but if she loved him, she would have left the son with the father. And that goes to any black woman talking about, I love my children. No, you don't. If you love your sons, you would give them to the father. And you know that. But the black woman don't, because one, they don't have black men's backs. Two, they relish in the ability to poison the minds of those boys and weaken them so that they could be right for the system to use them as fodder. And three, that's the only bit of leverage they got, because they're nothing but corrupt pieces of human beings. Which is why black men are going to the white women. That's their main concern. They're not concerned about Serena Williams, Venus Williams, and stuff like that. Brothers saw that. Brothers saw Maya Angelou. Brothers saw a lot of these black women. They're like, oh, wait a minute. Okay, we know what time it is. All right, and for these black women that think they could shame us, it ain't working. You know why? Because we look to our side and we see that you were never there. Period. So when we go and escape to the so-called white woman, we'll look and we'll see, at least for a little bit, she's by our side. But you're never there. The only time you're there is when you want something.
2018, when she drove intoxicated 3 times illegal lending with all 3 of her kids in the car. I don't know what else to say to this point. I don't understand none of this. Miss Pelt knows what my son meant to me. She knows the damage she caused.
Exactly, and she meant to cause it. She didn't give a hoot about his son because that was his son. She didn't care because that was his son. She had leverage that the court gave her to use over him, who actually cared about his son.
And I never let it go.
Mr. Jones, thank you. Mr. Disney, anyone else?
No, Your Honor.
Anything you want to say?
No, Your Honor, we just asked for the following.
All right. Ms. Carson, anything you want to say before I impose on?
Your Honor, I would ask the court to follow the agreement, and I would also ask the court to consider, I'm retained, not ordering any attorney fees, of course, and additionally, lowering court fees. My client has very little educational and employment history.
Okay. Ms. Felder, anything?
So she's retaining court fees and all of it. So she got a black woman to defend her. All right. And it's probably one appointed by the court. But look at this. And all she get is 15 years.
You want to say before I impose on? Try to keep your voice up. The court reporter has to be able to hear you.
I want to apologize to my family. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm purpose I have needed. Y'all know I love my baby so much.
No, she didn't. In other words, the baby was a pawn. Now look at this, with all these tears to the child she just ran over with tire marks. All right, if this is love, who needs it? If this is the love that black women have, if this is the black woman having our back, who needs this?
I'm sorry, everything I've ever put you through. Everything. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. And it hurts so bad. Even though that his dad is going through everything he's going through. But it hurts me so bad for people to act like I didn't love my baby. He was.
So what hurt her so bad was, understand this, for people to act like she didn't love her baby. That's what hurt her so bad. She said, I know his dad is going through what he going through. She apologized to her family, but she did not apologize to the dad. Well, let's see if she does eventually.
My everything. It hurt so bad not to wake up and my baby that I had every day not be around me. It hurt so bad that my daughter had to witness her brother in the middle of the street. And I feel like my daughter is going through so much, and it's like one-sided, like it's only one part, one family hurt. My family is hurt too. And I know I hurt him, and I was so sorry.
So she don't care about the other family. All she care about is that her family is hurt. Understand this. She don't give a F about the father. She didn't give a F about his son. She's worried about her image. Understand this. If I don't say anything else that y'all can understand, this woman is more concerned about her image and how she looks now than the devastation she caused by murdering a child in front of her other child, by running him over with tire tracks.
I'm so sorry to the courts. I'm so sorry to everybody. I'm mainly sorry to my daughters. I had to even get them put into this situation and not be with their mama. Because that's all they knew. I tried everything in this world to be with my babies, to do everything right. And I feel like I'm getting treated like I did, and I know my...
But she didn't. She just killed a child. Think about this. She killed a child, pulled a knife on the father in front of the son. Look at all the evil she did leading up to the death of this child. And she said she did everything that she could right with all this violence and stuff. And remember, she was trying to decontrol a new boyfriend. She was trying to decontrol a new boyfriend, de-police a new boyfriend with and how did the son end up going through the windshield? Oh, no safety belt as she was running red lights chasing after a dude.
That was the most wrong thing ever a parent can do, but I did right before then. I tried. I called out. I asked him to help me. He wasn't there to help me when he asked for custody. It was like he was taunting me. And
he asked for custody, and the courts did not give him custody. So this is on the family courts also. They have this blood on their hands.
I lost my parents, so I don't want nobody taking my babies. I needed them. It wasn't just like I wanted my babies. I needed my babies.
So she needed the babies, and that's why she kept the babies from the fathers. Because she needed them, not to raise them, not to provide guidance, because it's the man's job to do that. She needed them for her comfort. As she run around chasing after Negroes, in speeding cars, running red lights, threatening the baby's father, but she needed the children.
And I'm not the same no more. I don't think the same no more. I don't even talk the same no more. I don't like that I'm being put out there like I'm just a neglective parent, and I know it was wrong, but I did everything right by my kids. Tried my hardest if I didn't. But I apologize to everybody it hurt. Michael's family on his dad's side, my family, and anybody that loved Michael.
Thank you, Your Honor.
No, you're going to have to understand that you made some really bad choices in this case. There's a history of some of your drinking, some of the problems that you may have had. These kids are unrestrained in the car. They're 3 kids. It's 7 o'clock in the evening, and you blew a .20, somewhere between a .20 and a .24, with unrestrained kids in the car. I mean, that's terribly negligent on your behalf. So when you tell me that you really care about your kids, I kind of have a sense that there's a little doubt in my mind because of what the risk you're putting them in. I know you're undergoing some therapy and some medication. There is a sentence agreement that was worked out with you and Mr. Zuski, and I'm willing to go along with that because you guys know more about the case than I do. The sentence will be 3 to 15 years in the State Department of Corrections on the OWI causing death, 3 to 10 years on the child abuse, 2nd degree. You have credit for 13 days. Those 2 sentences will run concurrently. They'll run at the same time. We'll mark your file medical so you can continue to get whatever medication that you're getting. So right now, if you'll have a seat in the box, we'll get you some appeal papers, and I do have to advise you that you do lose some appellate rights by pleading guilty that you would have gotten if you went to trial. So just so you understand that. So if you'll have a seat, we'll take care of everything. Thanks, Ms. Carson.
Thank you, Your Honor.
And there it is, because she really care about them kids, just like the rest of these black women around here. And then they want to get mad when you end up with a woman that's not a black woman. Why? Because they only have love for other black women. They don't give a F about you, brothers. And we got some sisters. Sisters, you better watch out. Because if you're with a decent brother, understand this, that's not a thug, they ain't going to give a F about you either. Believe that. To you sisters that are looking for decent brothers, you're to separate. You're supposed to separate from your little girlfriends. If they don't have husbands too, if they don't have steady men too, if they don't have righteous men too, you separate from all the rest of that trash. Otherwise, you're not going to have a successful relationship. So with all those tears in this woman's eyes, she still sat before the court and claimed that she did the best that she could. And this is the very mentality of most black women. When you look at them, they say, I did the best that I could. All right. But their best is keeping the child from the father, manipulation, out and outright not caring, being drunk, having 3 unrestrained children in the back seat while you're chasing another baby daddy up the street because you think he got another woman, or he probably wised up and then got another woman. All right, this is the mentality of the black woman. This is the same black woman that will tell an Afro man when he's pointing all of this how wretched and how wicked that you have been, not only to the Afro man, but to his family, to his offering. They said, but no, we got your back. The only time they have somebody's back is to come out and be seen so they can get some kind of notoriety. And that's basically it. That's all they want. That's the only back they want. Think about this. Many men have gone through the pain of unjust circumstances in courts behind the black woman. Y'all know my story with me raising my nieces. Y'all know what their mother tried to do. Y'all know how their mother tried to set up her own son. Y'all know how their mother got them to compute, wait a minute. Got them to falsely accuse every male in their family. Oh, wait a minute. And the one I told CPS to come, you need to get, because I'm not playing that. And the father got custody. I tried to warn him. But now CPS was all in his life. Why? Because they look at all this as a form of manipulation and witchcraft. They don't care. And we've shown over and over again, they don't care. He knows they don't care. Now he got a child that he had to go see with tire tracks on him to understand maybe he should have been with a white woman. Maybe the girls in the back of the seats, in the back seats that saw her run over this son. Guess who lives? The female lives, but the son dies. Understand that. When I say these women are targeting us males and they are eliminating us, and the only love that they really have is the Caucasian, other black women. They don't love other black women like that either. But they understand that in a group, they support each other's wickedness. And that's what that is about. And if you try to bring it up to them, they don't want that mirror in their face. So I'm opening a window so that brothers and sisters can see who these black women really are, since they refuse to look in the mirror and see what they really are. Period. This is why brothers need to leave the so-called black community alone. Let the women have the thugs. Let them have the dregs. Let them have the gangsters. And yes, if they want the Caucasian male, let him have them. But we have options. And our options look fine. We don't have to put up with this BS. Oh, and understand, they don't have our back. They do not have our back. Remember, I've been doing this since 2009, proving time and time again that they do not have our back. When I started in 2009, I was going to talk about Goku and all of that, and Vegeta and all of that. But no, this woman, when I put up that black women should have their natural hair, because I was like, man, it's beautiful on them, their natural hair. No, she had a problem with it, right? And then she's the one that put me up. It started with a black woman, and I was proving to her that no, they don't smell like roses. All right. But the more research I did, the more I started to see that these black women are nothing but adversaries to us. So guess what? This is a no depolicing zone. And brothers, we need to escape. Remember the video from Brazil? Yes, we need to escape. With that said, I'm out.